Guess what? You spent $50,000 that you were already going to spend anyways with your debit card. You spent it through your credit card, paid it off directly every week, and they gave you a free $5,000 for purchasing what you were already purchasing. You didn't do anything different except for hit a button to pay the credit card bill at the end of every week.
Bear gang till I die, ho. Swooped up the homies and we about to start a sideshow.
Cashback credit cards. How to use them to your advantage. Okay? If you have financial stability is a good word. Okay, if you have financial stability. Okay? I want you to imagine for a second. If you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck, you have savings, you have an emergency fund, and you can set up auto pay and have all that ready. I want you to think about how much you use your debit card. Okay? Your debit card is basically a card, okay, where you take money from your bank account and you directly pay. So you use this card to take money from your bank account to pay for what you want. And that's it. You just minus the money from your bank account. I'm talking going out to eat. I'm talking, paying for services, getting your gas, paying your phone bill online, paying for your travel, your shopping, your haircut, everything like that. Okay. So that's all you're doing. With a credit card, you're borrowing money from the bank, okay, to pay for this. You're borrowing that money. And in order to pay back that money, you use the money from your bank account. But the bank charges you a lot of interest. So if it takes a while for you to pay it back or you keep a large balance, the bank charges you interest on the money you're borrowing. So Stocky, what does that mean and how can I use that to make money for myself? Well, here you go. Back to number one. Instead of using your debit card to pay directly from the bank to the merchant, what you do is you use your credit card to pay. But at the end of every week, not at the end of every month, not the end of every billing cycle, because that's where they get you. That's where they get you. Because if they give you 2% back on your purchases and you purchase $1,000 worth of things in the month, that's $20 for free to you. $20. But if you carry a balance or you miss a payment, they charge you $25. And guess what? You lost that and you owe them $5. So that's how they get you. However, if you pay for everything every month with your cashback credit card, which could be between 2 and 3%, and at the end of the week, you pay it off completely. So instead of transferring the money from your bank account directly to the merchant, you just transfer it straight to your credit card balance. Pay off the balance. You're doing exactly the same thing, except for you're just basically illegal laundering your money through your credit card to purchase things and get those rewards back. So now, if you purchase $5,000 a month, okay, and you're getting 2 to 3%, that's $100 to $150 per month in free cash. And you never get hit with an interest or a late payment because you're paying off your balance. Instead of taking the money directly from the debit card to here, you just take the money directly from your bank account instead of, directly to the merchant. You put it directly to the credit card, which you just paid for at the end of every week. And you carry a zero balance, which means you can't get interest on $0. You can't get hit with interest on $0. And you don't get a late fee because you're paying every week. So instead of transferring money from bank account to the merchant, you transfer it to the credit card. It's free money. But you have to make sure you have an auto payment set up every week.
464 donated $3. Hey the Fox guy, I like how when you can't wear your fursuit you put as much fur on your shirt as possible to be more comfortable.
I have a dog. Shut up. Now, What is that 10% Stocky's talking about? Now, before you do that, make sure that you go ahead and you shop around for cards. And you make sure that, because a lot of these credit cards have 20% plus. Okay, and that's compounding. So if you hold $1,000 balance, you get hit with 20%. Now you owe $1,200, and you don't pay it the next month. It's 20% on the $1,200. So now it's 1,440. And then the next month it's 1,690. And even though you only carry a balance that much, that's how they fuck you. Okay, that's how they fuck you. All right, so Stocky, what are you talking about? 10%? That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? Well, it depends on your credit card. Okay, or annual, yeah, APR, but they'll hit you monthly on that as well, depending on your credit card and your credit score. All right, what is Stocky's talking about? So some cards out there, what they do is they use cashback to reel people in. Because Stocky, why would a bank give me 2 to 5% of money I spend? That doesn't make any sense. They're losing money. No, because they know that for every one person who does what we just said, 25 people will fuck it up. Okay? And they will make way more money on the amount of people they reel in that screw this up than you or I who know what we're doing with this. Now, where do I get these cards from? Well, you got to do your own research, credit scores and other things. Discover, because Discover is hurting. Discover is hurting. They're basically going out of business if they don't get more people in there. Discover, I don't know if they're doing it this year, but last year, Discover was offering a 5% cash back with a 100% match year one. What does that mean? That means if you spent $50,000 in the first year, you got $2,500 in cash back, and they matched you. Up to a limit, but I'm just using this for an example. Guess what? You spent $50,000 that you were already going to spend anyways with your debit card. You spent it through your credit card, paid it off directly every week, and they gave you a free $5,000 for purchasing what you were already purchasing. You didn't do anything different except for hit a button to pay the credit card bill at the end of every week. Guess what? There's your vacation or your fucking Tesla weeklies. Free money. $5% cash back, 100% match year one, plus $50 statement credit, plus 0 APR for the first 12 to 18 months. Yeah. Are they still doing that? Are they still doing that? Why every week? I like to do every week because here's a fun fact. If you pay at the end of your billing cycle, let's say your billing cycle is 30 days, but you pay on day 29, because it takes them up to 3 business days to process, by the time that actually goes through, it'll show that you carried that balance into the next statement. You can get hit either with the interest charge. I personally pay it off every week. And by the way, that Discover card, I don't work for Discover. I'm not sponsored by Discover. I'm not saying you should get a Discover card. But to give you because Discover is so desperate for people, this was the deal. 5% cash back. 100% match. $50 statement credit. 0% APR first year. If you have financial education, you understand your finances, you're fiscally responsible, and you have stability, this is like someone giving you free money. But I say this with caution. This is not for everybody, because this will reel you in. But if you ever get into financial problems, or you start forgetting, or you don't have responsibility, or you overspend, it's not going to matter. This is insane. You spend $50,000 a year anyways. Or even let's say you don't have that much money. Let's say you only spend $10,000 a year. 10% of that, that's $1,000 for free, plus $50 statement. So if I said to you, hey, how about you spend nothing more or nothing less than what you already spend? Just keep doing what you're doing and I'll give you $1,000 at the end of the year. Now, it's too good to be true for people who don't have fiscal responsibility or education and don't understand all the little caveats. But if you watch this channel, you watch YouTube, you learn what and you know what's going on, I'm trying to teach you guys how to take advantage of the system. Okay? I'm not trying to say, hey, you know that system that fucks people? Hey, take advantage of it while they're fucking people. No, I'm saying this is what we have. Here's how you take advantage of it for yourself. Who doesn't want an extra $1,000 to $5,000 at the end of the year?